Aloha, and my name is Geralyn St Joseph, and we're here today to talk about gemstones to help alleviate symptoms of depression. You may ask, how can a simple crystal or gemstone help alleviate my depression? I feel awful. Well, there are many different gemstones that can help in a variety of ways, depending on what is creating your depression, whether it is clinical depression or situational or otherwise. So, I'm going to begin with common gemstones that you can use that you may have in your house already. You may already have some kind of jewelry, and then I'm going to move out from there. So first and foremost, one of my favorites is peridot, and peridot is the birthstone of August. It is a yellow green to a parrot green. The higher grade ones are parrot green, but it doesn't matter what quality gemstone it is as long as you have the gemstone itself. It is one of the stones of the sun, and here's peridot in its natural form in a lava rock from Hawaii. I don't know if you can see the green crystals in there. Isn't that awesome? It is one of Pele's stones, but some of the mythology around peridot is that it's a sunlight captured as the earth became whole. So that's a good gemstone. Anytime you have gemstones that are considered sunstones or created by sunlight or capturing sunlight, these are good stones to use to help lift yourself up and make yourself feel better. Peridot can be used for a variety of things, including better marriage, happier relationships, for prosperity, and for lightening your mood. So all those things are positives, especially if you're trying to combat depression. Another common gemstone to use for depression, as I'm looking, I have a couple different examples of each stone. So one of the stones we're going to use, where did it go? Okay. So this is citrine. It's a very dark citrine. Most citrines, oh, here we go, are lighter and more gold looking. Some of them are created using heat. Those are not the best ones to use. Natural stones are always the best to use, especially if you're going to use them for healing of any kind. What citrine does is, it's called the merchant stone, is one of its names. It allows prosperity to flow through you. I know money is not always the common denominator in depression. However, the big thing that citrine does is it clears the area of all negativity within a 6-foot radius of the crystal. So they're very healing, they're very high vibration, and it's also one of the stones of the sun. So citrine is an excellent source of good feelings, and it helps clear you out. So it helps get rid of the negativity that is attacking you or suppressing you in any way. Since we're talking about quartz crystals primarily at this point, here's another quartz crystal. This is amethyst, and amethyst is a purple quartz. It is known as the stone of sobriety and also the stone of meditation. Amethyst is very healing, it's very soothing. So if any part of your depression is combined with anxiety, which many people, that's what happens to them, this amethyst could help. It could help you deal with that. Another quartz that's good is rose quartz. I have, oh, should have had them closer. Here is another rose quartz, and rose quartz goes between anywhere from like a milky looking quartz, which would also be known as feminine quartz. They're very soothing and healing, to a very deep pink. So rose quartz is good for not just alleviating some of your depression, but also it's good for lowering blood pressure, which is awesome. It helps if you are dealing with depression or anxiety, high blood pressure from other causes also. Now, all these stones work best if you charge them, you bless them, You set your intention, and then you cleanse them regularly. So we'll be talking about how to bless them and cleanse them. And I also have things online. If you Google Geralyn St Joseph and gemstone or crystal cleansing, I'm sure you'll be able to find it. I'll also put the link below. Other stones, oh, let's keep going with the crystals. I might as well have some semblance of organization here. So this, if you could see it, it's black. It's not smoky quartz. This is smoky quartz. And smoky quartz can run from slightly smoky like this one to almost black like this. But when you put the light behind it, a smoky quartz is still going to be opaque, whereas carbon quartz is not. So smoky quartz is good for protection. It's also a somewhat soothing stone for some people, but it's primarily used for protection in this arena. When we're talking about depression and oppression, we're talking about either someone directing negativity towards you, or it could be that you're directing negativity towards yourself, or it could be some outside influence is creating an instability in your aura. And we can get into that in another video. But what carbon quartz does, and carbon quartz is rare, so it's a little more expensive. It's harder to find. Sometimes it will be mislabeled as smoky quartz, and that's not as expensive. And other times they try to create it, and they irradiate it, I believe, in order to make it look like this. You do not want it if it's irradiated. Irradiated gemstones, cracked gemstones, injured gemstones in any fashion. And I'm not talking about that they, you could see where they came off their base or anything like that, but I'm talking about human interference with heat, radiation, and such should never be used for any type of healing, mental, emotional, spiritual, or otherwise, because they will create illness. It's really not good. They do not have good vibration. They've lost their connection with the earth, and they've been damaged. It's like going to a psychologist who is very traumatized and asking them to help you with the same trauma that they're still dealing with, and it doesn't work well. It just bounces right back at you. So that is carbon quartz. So carbon quartz, smoky quartz, which is here, rose quartz, amethyst, citrine. All of these are good for helping alleviate the symptoms and the signs of depression. My favorite, which I recently discovered, is quartz with lithium. So this quartz contains lithium, and when you hold it, it just makes you feel better. It just makes you feel lighter. It gives you a sense of, I'm not going to go as far as to say euphoria, but it can be close to that. It just, you feel like a weight has been taken off your shoulders. So that is quartz with lithium. This would also be considered a feminine quartz. Smoky quartz, not smoky, cloudy quartzes that are white and milky are considered feminine quartz, whereas a clear quartz crystal is considered masculine. Their energetics are different. They could do a lot of the same things, but the energies are different enough that when you hold them and work with them, you could feel the difference. This is very soothing and healing and really helps your heart center and your whole being just feel good. It's a feel good kind of a quartz. We also have other types of stones like agates that can be very helpful. Things like blue lace agate. Blue lace agate helps you feel much more calm. It also is very soothing, and people are saying, but I'm depressed. I don't want to feel calm. Oftentimes, depression comes from overwhelm, anxiety, and then you fall into a depression. So the calmness and the subtle joy that comes from things like blue lace agate are very helpful. Then you have things like carnelian. Carnelian is one of my favorite stones, and what it does is carnelian helps you deal with sorrow. It helps you grieve gently, moving through your grief and helping you to process it. While you're doing this, one of the side benefits of carnelian, and one of my favorite aspects of it, is that carnelian also allows you to focus. So I don't know about you, but when I'm having a rough time and I'm stressed, one of the first things that goes is my focus. I can't focus on a particular thing. Your carnelian will help with that. It will help you to focus in times when you feel like you really can't. So it's excellent for that. Carnelian will be found in a multitude of colors, from that really dark, almost black, but it's actually a reddish black, all the way through to like a milky, creamy yellow, almost like a caramel or a caramel will look like. So that's carnelian, one of my favorite stones. So this is carnelian also. So you can find carnelian in jewelry. Carnelian is a good stone. It's not real expensive and it's easy to get. It can be very, very helpful for your healing and getting yourself up and out of these instances. So now let's move on to, this is called Aventurine. Now, Aventurine, the most common form is this green. It has little specks in it that you probably can't see with the camera because my lighting is not great. But Aventurine, there's peach Aventurine, there's green Aventurine. I'm not sure of other colors. I think there's blue. Green is the most common. It's not terribly expensive. You could also find this in jewelry. And again, it's a very soothing stone. It targets the heart. It helps give you, it's uplifting. It gives you inspiration. It helps give you more self-confidence and a better sense of self. So your green stones are pretty good. Another green stone, which is great for helping you to feel better, is called the Gaia stone, or blue-green obsidian. And this stone is found only in the area of Mount St. Helens. So this is a product of the eruption of Mount St. Helens. And just a little side note on obsidians. Obsidian is lava glass, basically. And each different volcano will have different unique obsidians that are formed from it. They all have the black obsidian that we all know of, but there's also rainbow obsidian, there's blue-green obsidian, there's red obsidian. So it comes in a lot of different varieties. Obsidian is also a good stone to help you release a lot of your sorrow and your anxiety and frustration. Just like the carbon quartz. What the carbon quartz does is, my friends and I called this the sink the first time we found one, because we realized as healers, when we touch it, it just pulled all the stress out of our bodies. It doesn't work the same way for everyone, and that's why, as with anything, when you're looking for a healing tool or a healing modality or someone to help you, you need to follow your own instinct, and you need to see how things work with you, because something might work great for me and you don't feel anything, or it may have a different effect. What I'm giving you are what I use in my experience and what I've helped my clients with. So it's a general baseline. But if you go into a gem shop and something is calling you, try that out. So then we have one of my favorite types of stones, and that is calcite. Now, calcite comes in all different colors. This one is a golden calcite. This is great. You put it on your solar plexus and you feel much more balanced. You feel good and connected, and it's just a feel good. This is also a stone of the sun. As you can see, it's gold. Then we have green calcite, and green calcite is a heart stone, and it's good for a lot of different things. Calcite sometimes will have different colors in them. I don't know if you could see it so well with the lighting, And then this is honey calcite. And honey calcite is very good, again, for putting on the solar plexus chakra. It helps to align your chakra system and your energetic system as we move away from the chakra system. So honey calcite is a good soothing stone. It's very positive. For all you UFO and extraterrestrial fans out there, green calcite is often used to disrupt the EMF of visitors and prevents them from beaming into or getting into your space. So if part of your problem is that something's going on and you're having nightmares, you're not quite sure what's happening, try a little bit of green calcite in your room near your bed and see if that helps at all. Also, for things like nightmares and insomnia, you may want to use clear quartz crystal. You can program that and put it under your pillow to help you sleep. So that's my rundown of gemstones that are useful when you're battling depression. If you have any questions, please contact me at Geralyn@voiceofspirit.com or check out my website, GeralynStJoseph.com. And if you like being informed and you're enjoying these free videos, please think about supporting me on Patreon, Patreon.com/Voice of Spirit. Thanks again for your time, and I'll be back again with another video a little bit later. Mahalo.